Hi, welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. Estelle here. If you have been feeling really strained when you sing, you feel tension in your voice, like tightness, when you sing in your throat, whatever way that you would describe it, you've been feeling strain and tension. I want to share something that is going to help you to release some of that tension, something to think about. And I'll explain that to you, and then I'll also walk you through an exercise to help you as well. So, disclaimer, of course, like if this is happening again and again, and you're really feeling a lot of continual strain in your voice every time that you speak or sing, you definitely want to reach out to your primary doctor and see if you can get an ENT referral because you want to make sure that your health is prioritized. But that is just a little disclaimer there. Other than that, I'm really just sharing this if you are generally healthy and generally feeling well and you just tend to have some tension sometimes. There are some really simple things that we can focus on to target to help you relieve that tension. So that's what I want to share with you today. I hope you're doing well. Happy Monday when you're listening to this. I'll be honest, when I am currently filming this, I literally just woke up feeling not like doing anything. You know that feeling when you're just like, I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to do the day. And there's just a lot happening right now, and so it's challenging dealing with personal stuff and then also work stuff and life. That's life. That's what we all go through. But I just want to let you know that if you've felt that way or if you're feeling that way this Monday morning, you're not alone. And also, I just have been like, I had to really take a moment before even recording this to really take time to have a slow morning, to pray and reflect because I want to make sure that I'm coming from a place of support and help and not from a place of like feeling discouraged. And I hope that that comes through. I hope that you feel supported and helped and blessed. And, part of why I was feeling down was like, I just you sometimes get that feeling as an artist of like, is anything that I'm doing even working? Does anyone even care? Is anyone hearing or seeing what I'm submitting or sharing or putting out in my podcast? Like, does anyone really care? Does anyone really listen? Like, how am I to know that people care about what I'm sharing? And so I just want you to know if you've ever felt that way, or if you post on social media, you have your own podcast, or you submit work as an actor, performer, singer, I just want you to know I understand that feeling and it is real. And so I guess for me, I just kind of came to the place of being like, okay, sometimes you just have down days and down moments, and that's okay. And also, even if no one listens to this podcast or really cares, even if just one person is blessed or is impacted or is helped, that's what matters. And regardless, I go back to my why. That's why I always talk about have your why for those moments when you really don't feel like going. Like you really do not feel like continuing to move forward. Have your why. And so I just know that I'm still doing what I know that I'm meant to do as an artist and to help other artists. And even if maybe I'm not seeing the outcome that I'm hoping for immediately, it doesn't mean that it's not important or that the work I'm doing doesn't matter. And so if you hope that helps you as well, to reconnect to your why. Why are you doing what you want, what you're doing as an artist, as a creative, as a singer, and reconnect to that when you really don't feel like doing any of it. Okay. So I hope that that helps you. I hope that you can, I'm sure that you can relate to that at some point in your life. So let's get into it. So, the one thing that I want to share that's going to really help you, I had actually three things that I wanted to talk about, but I think I'm going to break it up and focus on one by one so that it's not overwhelming. And you can leave today with one clear direction and directive and one clear path forward and one clear exercise that you can continue to do that's going to help you to relieve some of that tension you are experiencing when you sing. So the one thing that I want to focus on today, and by the way, if you hear a little jingle, it's because I have this bracelet on. And so I'm going to be using the piano in a second. So if you hear that jingle, just know that that's why. Okay. Oh, you know what? My original sound is on when I'm recording. Let me turn it off so it'll remove some of that background noise. Okay. Hopefully the sound is better right now. I will turn it on again when I need the piano. Okay, so the one thing I want to share with you is about your breath. Your breath is your power. However, it has to flow. It has to flow out from your lungs, obviously, up through your larynx, out of your mouth. It has to be allowed to flow. And what happens is sometimes, and I say this because I literally have been working on this with my own vocal coach, and I am continuing to work on this. So I'm sharing with you what I'm learning and what I'm working on. But sometimes we tend to tighten up and we hinder that breath, and we don't allow the ourselves to get a really deep inhale, and we also don't allow ourselves to get a really flowy exhale, if that makes sense, because we're tightening up. And this can be due to nerves, but this can also be due to just not having trained well, or not having, the best habits in place. And so we want to kind of rework those habits, starting with how we are breathing in. Okay, I'm going to tuck in my bracelet into my sweater so that way it's less noisy. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you guys can't hear it. Anyway, so the way that we're going to do that, we're going to do an exercise in just a moment, but I want you to think about what you need to be doing when you inhale and when you exhale to sing. Because what's happening a lot of the times when we're feeling tension is that when we're inhaling at the tops of our lungs, and our shoulders are raising up, and our shoulders raising up and our up high, that's causing some tension already before we've even sung. And if you find yourself doing that, be honest, if you do that, that's already causing tension before you've even sung a single phrase, right? So that's the first thing, right? So as soon as you start to change that inhale and you make it a more relaxed inhale, you're going to find yourself already with less tension. And then on the exhale, which is when you are singing, that's when you're releasing the air. When you're exhaling, now it's your job to make sure that you are able to get that steady flow of air, that you're not getting in the way of that by tightening up in your throat and in your shoulders as well. You still want to keep your shoulders relaxed, but instead you're kind of taking that tension, so to speak, into your abdominal muscles, into your core, so that that core can kind of act as a little bit of a resistance to how quickly you're releasing air, and that can help you to kind of have that nice strong core while you're singing out. Meanwhile, everything else can be relaxed. Your throat can be relaxed and open, your jaw can be relaxed and open and released. Your lips can be relaxed, your tongue can be right behind your teeth and relaxed in the back as well, depending on what you're singing, what vowels you're singing, obviously. But this is what can happen on the exhale. You can take that tension, instead of putting it in your throat and in your neck and those muscles there, you can take that and put it in your core and use that core to help you create resistance to how quickly your diaphragm goes back to its normal spot, and how quickly you release air from your lungs. And so I'm going to walk you guys through an exercise that's going to help you do that. But I want you to focus on a couple things with the inhale and a couple things with the exhale. And then you're going to practice in this exercise. Okay. And by show you, I mean tell you, because this is audio. So so on the inhale, I want you to, right now, wherever you are, sitting or standing, if you're driving, that's okay. You can do this while you're driving. If you're standing, you can do the standing. Make sure that you are in a comfortable place with your feet firmly on the ground, but not too close together, not too far apart. Feeling really comfortable, loose knees. If you're sitting down, make sure you're comfortable on your sits bones. You can kind of shift side to side. All right. So on that inhale, you're going to breathe in, and you're going to make sure that your shoulders are relaxed the entire time. You are not lifting your shoulders. If you notice you're lifting your shoulders, start over, because it's already going in the wrong direction. You want your shoulders to be back and down and relaxed. Your chest can be open, but your shoulders should remain relaxed and down. Okay. But your chest can be open because you want your ribs to expand, right? As you're breathing in, you need the lungs to expand. Your ribs need to expand. Okay. So your chest should be open. And you want to feel like your abdomen, your tummy can be relaxed and even kind of like getting bigger as you breathe in. So rather than sucking in as you breathe in, you want to release the abdomen, release the tummy as you breathe in, and relax your shoulders and keep your chest open. So those are three things you want to think about. Shoulders relaxed, chest open, and relaxed or released tummy muscles or abdomen. Okay. Shoulders relaxed, chest open, relaxed tummy. That's what you want to think about on the inhale when you're breathing in. Okay. Now on the exhale, you want to think about also keeping your chest open and your shoulders relaxed. But now you're going to bring those abdominal muscles in. You're going to engage the abdomen like you're doing a sit up. You're going to feel those muscles engage as you sing out, keeping everything else above your chest relaxed, shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed, throat relaxed. And that's what you're going to focus on the exhale. Okay. So for the inhale, you're focusing on shoulders relaxed, chest open, relaxing the abdomen. On the exhale, you're thinking shoulders relaxed, chest open, engaging the abdomen and relaxing everything else above your chest. So your throat, jaw, everything else should be a little bit more relaxed. Okay. That way you're not causing unnecessary tension just in the structures that you're using to sing while you're singing. And you're not causing unnecessary tension when you are breathing before you've even sung, right? Not to talk of when you're actually singing out, okay? So let's do a little exercise to practice this together. If you have any questions about this, by the way, I'm thinking that I'm going to put a poll on my Instagram at Creatively by Estelle on, Monday when this airs. So you can put in there, I think I'm going to put a poll up there to ask, like, did this help you? What do you think? That kind of thing. And so you can go to my Instagram, follow me over there and comment on my story, or you can comment in the community groups and let me know if this helps or if you have any questions about this as well. Some of you listen on YouTube. And if you're listening on YouTube, you can also ask there. I don't check Spotify as of right now, but I know you can comment there. So maybe I should check it. So try to comment on Spotify too. I'll check it over there too. And we'll see what works best for you guys. I don't know how to make sure that I'm, hearing from you all in the way that's best for you, but I want to hear from you if you have questions or you need clarification or anything. I want to hear if this is helping you. So I feel like I'm kind of like asking, like, you can comment on YouTube, comment on Spotify, come to Instagram. I feel kind of scattered in that way. So I'm really thinking through the best way to communicate with you guys all in one place. Because I know not everyone is on Facebook. There's email, but I don't know. So I'm trying to figure out a way for us to kind of all communicate. I mean, if you have any ideas, let me know. I'm open to ideas. Trust me, all ears. But yeah, other than that, just wherever you are listening, go ahead and comment there. I'm gonna try to check everywhere next week and see if I can find a way for us to connect better. But let me know if you have questions about this or if it's not making sense. I want to make sure that I'm really, really being clear. Okay, so let's do the exercise together. Once we try this exercise right now, I want you to try it the rest of the week whenever you're going to practice singing, which should be pretty much every day, at least for a little bit. Try this exercise so that you can get it in your body and get that, build that habit of correctly breathing as a singer. A lot of the times we just don't have good habits when it comes to breathing as singers. We just kind of breathe the way we usually do when we want to take a big breath. And that's not what we need as singers. We need a lot more than just doing that big breath and breathing in and just filling up like the tops of our lungs. We need a lot more than that. So, and that also causes tension. So I want you to really practice doing this exercise on your own this week. So that way you can get it in your body and start building that good habit as a singer. Okay, here we go. This one is going to go, I'm going to count you off. You're going to breathe in 4 beats. You're going to hold for 4 beats, and then you're going to hiss like SS, like for 4 beats. Okay. I hope you can hear that. Should be able to pick it up. Okay. So what you're going to do, you're going to focus on when you're breathing in, slowly relaxing your shoulders, keeping your chest open, and then you're going to slowly expand your abdomen, let it relax out. You can even feel the sensation of your pelvis relaxing too. That's how deep it should be of a breath. Your shoulders should not rise up at all. and you should not get any tightness around your neck, okay? That's immediately going to cause tension. Shoulders should remain down, relaxed, and back the entire time, okay? Then you're going to hold it, and then you're going to hiss to release. As you hiss, I want you to focus on your abdominal muscles. You can even put your hands on your tummy and focus on those muscles engaging and slowly coming in as you hiss out for 4 beats. These are going to be slow beats to make sure that you have enough time to really get used to that. So I guess I actually don't need my piano because I don't think we're going to do it on, well, we can do it on some singing in a second. Let's do it on hisses to start. All right, here we go. We're going to breathe in for 4 beats. 1, 2, ready, go. And hold. Get ready to hiss. Hiss. Very good. Okay. Check in with yourself. Were you able to keep your shoulders relaxed the entire time as you were breathing in? Were you able to keep your abdomen relaxed, and were you able to expand it as you breathed in? Were you able to keep your shoulders relaxed even as you breathed out? Because that's when you're going to be singing, is when you're breathing out. Were you able to engage your abdomen, your tummy, your stomach, right? And bring it in really nice and strong when you were hissing out. Okay, let's try it one more time. This time we're going to do it on 8 beats for each section. Here we go. We're going to breathe in for 8 beats. I'm going to count to 3 and we'll do it all together. 1, 2, 3, go. And hold. And good. You can go back to breathing normally. Okay. So this is really important for you to feel. That's why it's slow. It's for you to concentrate on feeling those structures relaxing and expanding, depending on what they are. Your shoulders relaxing, your chest expanding, your tummy expanding as you breathe in, and to feel those shoulders remaining relaxed and your abdomen engaging as you sing out, as you hiss out. Now we can do it on singing now. Let's do this on, um, let me turn on the original sound so you could hear me singing. All right, so we can do this on, let's do this on La. We're just gonna do this on G, on La. So we're gonna breathe in 4 beats, hold 4 beats, and we're just gonna do La, just on La. And I'll give you the note right before we sing out together. Okay, we're gonna go back to 4 beats to start this again. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And hold. And La. Okay. How did that feel? I always feel like I need more time to release at the end. But we do need to be able to pace ourselves of like, I can sing this over 4 beats. La. Right? And make sure I'm really relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. I didn't really relax as much as I should have. And engaging the abdomen there. Okay, let's try this on 8 beats. Here we go. Breathing in. 1, 2, ready, breathe in. And hold. Here we go. I was counting in my head, but I think that was 8. Okay. So I know, what did you notice about that? What did you notice about when you were singing out versus when you were breathing in? What did you notice about how it felt when you were hissing versus when you were actually singing on a note? I know for me, I noticed that I really needed to focus on keeping the consistent airflow and relax. I had to, like, in the middle of this last one, I had to relax my jaw a little bit more because I was actually not hitting the note. I went a little bit flat and I needed to relax my jaw a little bit more to really make sure that I wasn't causing tension and tightening up. So you kind of have to think the exact opposite of how your body wants, what your body naturally wants to do. In order, and that's why it's called voice training. You have to train your voice to do kind of the opposite of what you naturally want to do sometimes. But you can do it. So yeah, that is that exercise. I really encourage you, go ahead and try that this week. Try it every day, honestly, because it's gonna force yourself to build that habit of relaxing your shoulders, chest open, relaxing the abdomen as you breathe in, and then engaging the abdomen. Keep your shoulders down, keep your chest open, relax everything above the chest as you sing out. That is exactly what you have to keep practicing again and again and again. And I can guarantee you that is going to release a lot of the tension that you might have been feeling, and you don't even know that what you're feeling is the tension that you've created even before you open your mouth to sing. There are other things to talk about and to discuss, and I would love to talk about them on future episodes, but I think for today this is one thing to really focus on, is just your breath, using your breath um uh, well from the very beginning, and making sure that your breathing is not what's causing the tension before you even sing. So that's the main thing I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope this helps you. I hope you can really feel the difference in your body. And if you're already kind of doing this, but maybe you just need to practice it a little bit more, and maybe that you need to make sure that on the exhale, you're relaxing the structures above your chest, relaxing your throat, relaxing your tongue, relaxing your jaw. Maybe that's where you need to focus on. Okay, but I want you to really, really practice this week. Let me know how it goes for you. Again, you can comment wherever you're listening, and I'm going to check all of them next week. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and comment on my Instagram story, I'm going to post on my story at my community group on Monday when this airs. So that way you can message in there. So yeah. I hope this helps you. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you can go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio, and I'd be happy to work this with you in a lesson even more in depth, because of course, I don't know your voice. And so this might not be what's causing tension for you, but I won't really know if we can't work together. So if you want to grab a half-hour lesson, it's $40. If you want to grab an hour lesson, it's $80. And if you want to just do a free consultation, that's free. And we can do that for like 10 or so minutes. So you can schedule that at creativelybyestelle.com/studio. That's all I have for you today. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so, so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the Performing Arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so, so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.